to one another. Awesome. Well, hey everyone, it's Chastity Marie and Steffi G and Amanda. And we're excited to be on with you guys. This is our team Zoom. And we wanted to talk about getting some more engagement on social media. How many of you struggle with engagement? Your algorithm is dead AF, as freak. And you're just like, yes, yeah. So you're just really struggling with that. And so we're going to talk through some things that have helped me. I always like to test things out and try it. And then, oh gosh, what's happening here? Squirrel. Test things out and try it and then, see how it works. So anyway, I know that we are not the experts. And so there's some of you that may have some good tips in here. So if you do, this is not a watch us. This is an interactive. So if you're not driving and you're not, it's not unforeseeable, unmute your camera so I can see you. If you're in your undies and your panty bras, throw a shirt on. But let's see each other. Let's interact. And just some news. If you're not sharing the March Madness calls, you've got to share those tonight. Let's blow it up. Let's do a giveaway. If we can get, let's say 50 people, that's a small number on the call tonight. Steffi G is your host. And,
last night, girl.
Wait, that was last night?
Yep, you missed me.
Well, I can't keep up. I'm just sharing anybody. Well, here's the thing. You can get the recording and share it, and we can still tell how many people have gotten on. So we are doing these March Madness every single night. And one of the things that I love about these calls, how many of you are just like, we don't call very much anymore. We text, we get on Zoom. And one of the things that Paul said in the beginning, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm going back to the beginning where things were working. And, Paul said, you can talk to somebody on the phone, you can be on the other end of the phone and you're not judging them. You're removing that emotion of, it looks like they have it all together. It looks like, look at their house, it's all organized, they got their makeup on, like they don't need Thrive. So then those limiting beliefs start setting in and you're like, oh, I don't know. We have to prospect up. Right now, we're in an economy that is struggling. So you've got to find those people that are willing to pay money for their health and their wellness. So you've got to prospect up. That's going to be some people that look like they have it together. They're going to look intimidating. It's time for you to get out of your comfort zone and your box. So those are the things the tools that you can send and say, hey, you knew, like say Amber, she is a hairstylist, I was in IT. You can find those people. Steph was a massage therapist. You can send those people that these messages and say, this message was, and they're going to be nosy. It's a recording. They just click the link. So test it, try it. I'm telling you, it's working. And just make sure you're sharing those each night. I have found, we'll go into social engagement now. We have found that, and if you're doing something, I am proud of you. So don't you dare feel like, Chas is getting on. No. It's just, I test everything. And here's the thing. I'm going to just drop it on you. We are not going to beat the algorithm. We're just not. We're not going to beat the algorithm, but we can tell the algorithm where to go, how fast to get there, and when to do it, right? So, but that takes some effort and it takes some work. And so with these calls that you're sharing, I want you to make sure that you're adding, if, for example, sorry, Lash, for example, if you have who's going to be on the call, you can go, I just posted in the Going Way Beyond page, there's a lineup for who's going to be on the call. And it probably said Steph was going to be on there last night and I messed up. But anyway, so add her picture. If you have a picture with you and Steph, if you have a picture with someone that's going to be doing the call, make it personal and say, this is my friend, support my friend. So Facebook likes to see faces, but Facebook will push more faces, then it will push regular stock images, just the backs of people's heads, shadows, things that you've uploaded. So it wants faces because it's that connection. So with these that you're sharing, make sure you go in now, right now, if you are planning your posts or whatever you're doing, you can see the list of who's on there. And maybe it's a challenge. If you haven't heard somebody that's going to be talking, go listen to their story, make it an intentional and set those reminders. Steph, as we kick off, if there's anything you want to start and share with.
I'm gonna actually go first, just because until baby starts crying, Tyler's saving me right now. It's senior skip day, so he's babysitting. But you guys, I was talking to Chas last night, and she has so many different ideas on how many of us are seeing posts from 4 or 5 days ago. That's all like constant. And Chas gave me an idea last night of what to do. She's going to give it to you guys again. And it's honestly been helping me. It's like a hello, Jesus moment. But I just want to come on here and give you a couple of my tips that have been really helping me to gain followers, to start with connections, and to literally keep growing my business and getting people on Thrive. Yesterday, I sent out 2 samples. I have 1 sample going out today, once it's nap time. But Reels, I cannot stress the thing of Reels right now. I feel like everybody is in video mode. Everybody's watching, they're scrolling Reels and in your stories. And when you're doing Reels, be you. Be funny, show that you're you. I like to keep my Reels with just me and my life. I don't post about my 3 steps, about the business opportunity, about any of that. I want to stay funny because that brings people to my page. They're going to scroll. The first thing that they're going to see right now is Siobhan hitting the daily bonus. And people are like, okay, how do you make $400 a day? What do you do? I also do the same thing over on my Instagram. I keep my Reels and my posts completely separate, but that brings engagement in. And which, like I said, I have 2 potentials now for possibly promoting because of that. If you guys do not know, well, I don't know how to do Reels. I don't know what to do. I didn't. I'm still not a freaking expert. I'm still learning, but YouTube becomes your best friend. And I know there's a lot of leaders on here, like sometimes on Saturdays or Sundays, they will be hosting events on how to do Reels, how to do TikToks. You guys, those are so important to hop on or even catch the recording, because there is some good juice in what these leaders say. So definitely switch things up. If you are constantly seeing that your posts are down, oh my gosh, your engagement posts, and you're only seeing 15 people liking it and 0 comments, that is when you need to get into your stories, because then you can truly honestly see who's all watching your stories. And so then it kind of just switches your mindset. Okay, well, my posts ain't getting engagement, but look into my stories. The thing is it's consistency. Nobody's going to ever take you serious if you're just posting once or twice a week about Thrive. Nobody's going to join your team if you're not talking about the opportunity, because they might not know that there's an opportunity. And right now, the opportunity to make $400 MULO every single day, Jesus and the mother could use that right now. Everybody could use $400 a day right now. So I highly encourage every single one of you guys to be constantly talking about that. If you don't have anybody on your team that's not hitting it, one thing Cliff has always said is shout other people out. I'm on other leaders' stuff all the time, stealing their pictures, shouting them out on my page and in my stories. We're not on the same direct team, but we're all still a team. You know what I mean? Those are my best tips that I could come in on it. Chas, I'll come back in and out. I'm going to go make sure kids are still alive right now.
Okay. So let me ask you, how many of you are using professional mode on your personal profile? Professional mode on your profile. So just drop it in the comments below. Yes. Not necessarily, I don't have digital creator. I don't have any of those things, but there is so many powerful tools to that professional mode. Now with professional mode, if you're going, Chas, I have no clue what that is. Again, you can Google it, how to turn on professional mode. Shelby's saying something. I turned mine off. Okay, so here's the thing. Let me just talk to you about it. And this is why you've got to test it, because we have different followers. We have different engagement. So anyway, my I was seeing too many posts from, gosh, it literally was 4 or 5 days ago. I was seeing stuff that, I wasn't even interested in. So what I did was I did some analysis and I got some suggestions, and it said, turn on that professional dashboard. Well, one of the things that the professional dashboard allows me to do is like when it's 11:11, y'all, when Steph was saying, to be able to see what you're posting and how the engagements are working. So for me, I love the fact that I can stay in my dashboard. So I don't know about you guys, but I have a tendency to get distracted. And so I get on social media and I see something from 5 days ago and someone's having this situation, and it's literally the situation's past because I'm just now seeing it. With the professional dashboard, I can literally go in and start taking a look at the things that I need to, because it's kind of like a personal assistant. It's going to tell me some things that I need to do. It's going to give me the insight. So for example, it's going to tell me just this morning how many of, and you're going to be able to see this. So this one is, this is Tina. She's an IT chick. And I extracted the text. Guys, hitting share is going to a lot of times drive your content down if you're straight text and straight graphic. Now, for a share with a video and a reel, that's the algorithm sees it differently. So, with Tina, and actually I think Joy posted this and I loved it because I love an IT chick. So I extracted her photo. I actually went in and cropped it just a little bit. I wanted to change it because there's something in, guys, literally I can talk about boobs and butt, and this phone is going to all of a sudden start showing me boobs and butt, right? Like, I don't know about the gremlins inside there, but there is something about taking other people's content, things like that, that Facebook, whatever the things behind it know. So one of the suggestions is when you take someone's photo or you use it, you need to crop it a little bit, just change it so that it's changing the dimensions. Now I'm getting into technical stuff, but all I'm telling you is crop it so that there's a little bit of newness in that. Because if you shared somebody's photo that's not doing very well and it's exactly the same, it's not going to do well on your feed. Okay, so change it a little bit, extract the data. Yes, like Tiff said, so it's not a repeat image. So here's the thing, and remember, Facebook does not want us building a business on Facebook unless we're monetizing. Okay, so they don't want us just using their free platform to build a business. That's been the case for 10 years. But I will tell you, one of the things, even though the algorithm has changed, everything has changed, people are still, just like Steph said, they want to be entertained, they want to be encouraged, and they want to be educated. That's why they're on Facebook. Honestly, they really don't want your opinion. They really don't want you talking about you. They want to be educated. They want you to be funny. Now, you might be a little different than Steph, and I am. I took this social media class, and I did it for 7 days, and I said, this is not for me. Literally, the chick was like hot glue gunning her feet to her truck, and her reels and engagement went through the ceiling. Or they're doing, her husband's watching TV and she drops some paint on him. I'm like, dude, like, no, that's not me. Now, Steffi G, Siobhan, like, they could do those things and they could go Insta famous. It's just not comfortable for me. So you have to do what's natural and comfortable, or else you won't keep doing it. You will get burned out because it doesn't come natural to you. Okay, so what I loved was, this is just a share. And one of the things that I'm noticing is that we were sharing stories in the beginning, people's stories, and they were getting, literally, it was how we built this business. So I'm going back to those things of playing a good matchmaker. What does this person do for a living? What is their pain point? What are they struggling with? Are they a boy mom? Are they, so I just posted on there. I extract that information. I said, y'all know I love a good IT chick, and our fellow IT chick, meet Tina. And I have 121 reaches. I took a video, an old video. Now, what Steph said about reels, I'm going to tell you something. I have kicked and screamed not wanting to do reels. Y'all know that there's just something, I don't know. I just, last 2 years, it's been a struggle, but I'm working through it. but there is no way to get around it, my friends. No way. But with the dashboard, here's a beautiful thing. If you take videos, if you record something, and it doesn't have to be your face, literally on your dashboard right here, as opposed to creating a story from my bubble and creating the story, or creating a reel from here, as opposed to going in and doing the reel. These are features of Facebook's performance dashboard, right? And they say they want us using, they're paying developers, they're paying money for developers to create these tools. They want you to use them. Yes, Steph.
I was just going to say that for those that are scared of, oh, I don't want to do reels, or I'm too scared, I don't want to learn it. Because like Chastity said, it's an extra way to make money. I get paid per reel, per views. I got ads on my reels and per engagement on my regular post. So you guys, it's a double freaking whammy, honestly. You're going to want to learn it.
So then, thanks, Steph. So this gives me an idea. This one was yesterday's share, and it lets me know how many people reached it, how many impressions, reactions and comments, and total clicks, whether the click was a like, a heart, a funny, or a sad face. Now, we are not here for popularity contest, okay? Gone are the days where we could post on social media and say, try my product, and people are like, gimme, 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 I want it. That doesn't happen anymore. We are literally in an industry where people go like this. Don't talk to me. You're trying to sell me something. So we have to combat the issue at hand. We are here. We can reach quickly and instantly, but we have to know what is it that our audience likes. And the only way that you're going to be clear on what they like is to do a very honest, transparent audit. So this also shows me how many people shared it, how many people, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful tool. And if my dogs bark, sorry. It gives you an idea of what they're liking. It gives you how long, the average view. It shows me when are the people watching the most of my videos. Now, people kind of know Chas talks a lot. She rambles. So people have a tendency to watch my videos and they drop off. So here's the thing. I'm having to get really good at creating that content where in the beginning of the video, it's saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to show y'all what's going on with XYZ. Y'all have to watch this blah, blah, blah. So you're creating a hook at the beginning of the video so they know what you're going to talk about. Hey girl, let me tell you some tea. Have y'all heard the news? So something, if I said, hey, I'm gonna tell you about my Thrive experience, they're probably going to go boom. So you know what, guys, I was tired and exhausted and I was struggling with my moods and controlling kind of how I felt throughout the day. That's a little more impactful than to just say, I'm going to tell you about Thrive. So that gives me an idea of how people are watching and following me so that I understand I'm not here for a popularity contest. I am here to create content that edifies, engages, educates, or entertains, right? So this gives you a beautiful place to kind of know, how are my posts doing? How many people are liking it? And guys, I'm going to tell you, if you only have 2 people seeing it, guys, what are your odds? You've got to increase that. The other thing that I love is that it gives me an encouragement to create a reel. Most of the reels that you see, you're going to notice that on my reels, I don't do that cool transition. And I mean, there's some of you guys on here that just freaking kill it. And I love it. But the thing is that you've got to do something. So I don't want you to worry. I see Sue on, and she probably is a lot like me. Sue is so consistent. She's been with us. Sue, you've been with us, what, 10 years, 9 years? I don't know. How long? 9, yeah. And you're probably thinking, Chas is talking about reels and videos. I'm overwhelmed. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, girlfriend, don't get overwhelmed. You can just literally go into this dashboard and it's going to say, make a reel. If you saw the reel that I just posted, and I posted it for an example so y'all could see it. This was a video from 2021, and literally,
It's not easy.
It's your job to make yourself do the crap you don't want to do so you can be everything that you're supposed to be.
So I took a video that's an old video and just dropped it into a relevant audio that now I've done something. So the thing is we get analysis paralysis. I was using the excuse, I don't want to do reels, I don't want to do videos. I'm telling you, you are not going to nail this algorithm. You're working and wasting your most valuable position, and that's your time. You've got to do something. So I have video on video on video of that I've recorded. It may be my grandkids outside getting crawdads. I'm gonna find something. It's putting a reel out there so that people can see what you're doing. The reel, you're using a reel, which is a feature on Facebook that they want you to use. They're pushing them to people. Literally in the last probably week, I've gotten, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many follows and how many friend requests. I think everything is a follow now because of my my number of friends. But they're people that are like from my community. These are not weirdo Johns from, you know, Timbuktu. These are real legit people from my community. That's how I want to reach and grow. Okay, now here's the other thing. Now listen to me. Do not get overwhelmed. I'm just throwing some data at you. You can get on YouTube University and you can get on there and put in there how to use professional mode on Facebook. Everything is out there free. And while you, instead of watching trash TV or the news or whatever, you can go in there and learn you something today. Okay. All right. In the dashboard. The other thing that I like is, this gives me an opportunity to go through, guys, this right here is going to blow your mind. With this dashboard, I went through and everything's popping up in my Facebook. Y'all know this is about that time where a couple of years ago, everything stood still, right? And I connected to a lot of groups. I connected to a lot of informational places that I don't ever see their stuff at all. And so because of this performance dashboard, I can see groups that I joined in 2019 or 2018, and I'm no longer, I don't ever even see anything. You need to go remove yourself from groups, from following pages. There was some, I'll just be honest, you know, I like to gather news because I want to know what's going on in my world, but I don't want 78 news connections in my feed. I don't want to fear monger. I don't want to create fear. And so I was connected to so many news feeds. I was connected to so many, there was probably a bad weather time. I was connected to weather in areas that are non-relevant to me. I was connected to local pages here in my town, and I wasn't engaging with them. So what happens is you are using the resources of your Facebook, but there's no interaction happening. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Less is more. Now you're going to say, Chas, we all been telling us to get in groups, and yes, but you've got to be in relevant groups, and you've got to be in there, and you're engaging and they're engaging with you. Okay. So I want you to go through, you will be so surprised what groups you're in, what groups you're potentially a moderator in. Go get out of those groups. Now, before I left the groups, there were some groups that we had done some challenges in, some challenge pages, and I went out there and looked at what is it that I'm in. Well, if it was a smaller group, I sent them a message. I said, hey, so-and-so, I'm jumping out of this group. It looks like we started it for an event on blah, blah, blah day, but it's killing my algorithm, but I just want to stay updated. I just want to stay connected with you. Let me know if there's anything I can ever do for you. And I popped out of that page. I wanted to make sure those 5 or 6 people that are non-thrivers, that we were connected for something else, that we stay connected. They know they matter, and I'm out. So you're getting yourself active and relevant. So the other thing is, I didn't realize like my local my local, and again, you have to test these things because you have to see if it's relevant and if it adds value to your post. The other thing is that a lot of the local pages and groups that are involved in my community that are no longer being used, say they created a page or a group for a run that was in, say, 2020 or whatever, that if that group is not doing anything and it's not having any activity, it's really killing the algorithm of your group feature. So you want to clean that up. And I know you're thinking, Chas, this is a lot of work. It takes work to run a business. I saw Katie on. Katie, I don't know if you can unmute yourself, but if any of you other that are just like the gurus, one or two things, you can message and we can unmute you, or you're welcome to, I know some of you, Katie's great at it, hosting specific calls that are specific to this type of thing. So, all right, are y'all learning anything? Anybody? Or y'all knew it all already? All right, events. Here's another thing. I didn't recognize or realize how many events that could really drive my algorithm down. So there's events on here that I've been invited to, and I haven't liked them. I haven't engaged with them. And so basically it's someone just like with, I can see on the comments and engagements, it'll say on here, I'm going to go back. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but it'll tell me what I need to do. Okay. This is another cool thing. It tells me how many people are a certain age. It tells me the gender. So 80% women, which is great. It tells me about the average age, 18 to 24, 1%. My highest views are between 35 and 44-year-olds. So what does this tell me? This tells me that if I'm probably just like dropping it like it's hot, shaking my booty, like I'm probably not going to be relevant to that. Like these are probably people that have families. These are probably people that are struggling with maybe some, weight gain, whether they've just had children or 44-ish, they're probably going into the menopause. This is the average group that is engaging and following me, right? It tells me where they are, where they're from. Guys, I'm going to just be honest. One of the things that I'm trying to really figure out, there's a lot of the like different countries. I honestly want to be in the countries, unless you have family there, I want to be in the countries that I can ship my product to, because 9 times out of 10, what I'll get is, hey, do you ship to so-and-so or whatever? No. I can see the location of where my people are. So if I see that really big engagement is coming from Florida today, I might create a post that has something to do with Florida, or that people in that area will find relevant to that. So the intention with this is to see what people are liking, what people want from me. How can I be more relevant? The other thing on here, it's telling me some of the reels and the top songs that are trending today. So right here, it says, "This Made My Day" is one of them. It's literally a song. Let me see. So this is a top sound that's doing well. I have to look at the date range, and it's doing well, but it's everything from a Zen vibe to a cat to a woman to a man. You literally could take that kind of vibe. When I heard it, I'm like, I could go do some pretty flowers. It's a beautiful day today. Put that on there. The other thing that is really doing well with reels and stories and videos is for you to add your closed caption. Many of you do this already, but adding your closed caption on your reels and stories is by far, it increases the engagement and the impressions, because there's a lot of people that are sitting on videos at work and they can't listen They want to listen, but they can't. So if you have the closed caption, your retention on them watching longer is going, you're going to see it increase because they're able to watch that video. They're able to watch that video and see what it says. There's so many people that they studies have shown that they get frustrated if they don't know what the video says and they're not in a place, or say for example, they're in a meeting and let's be honest, they're scrolling it because they're bored. And if they can't, read or see what you're saying, they're going to definitely lose interest. Okay. There was one, I'm trying to find it. And there is there's a moderator assistance. There's another place where it reminds me, it's telling me, okay, these are the people that responded today. So this is a fun thing, a fun tool for me. What Facebook is saying so much now is if you don't respond and comment, and I'm the worst, people will, I'll make a post and y'all know I'll go through there and 5 days later I'm liking or putting a heart or saying thank you. I actually, several of you, there were some that y'all posted something and I went and engaged later. So basically, think about this when you make a post and somebody comes by and says, oh, I love your post. It's like they walked by you and you ignored them. How rude am I, So what Facebook is saying is you want to respond to your people. If you're creating so much video and so much content that you can't go interact with the comments and likes, you're driving your algorithm into the ground. Take the time, go back, respond to those comments. Somebody took the time to respond. You inspire me. Thank you for this video. It meant something to me. Take the time, because if you posted something that triggered an emotion in them, chances are that moment is an opportunity to encourage them, educate them, edify them. So what we know about marketing strategies is that people they're buying things at night. They're buying things emotional. They're seeing things and it's relevant. They may be stressed out today, and a video you post that's, relevant to their situation encourages them today. The next day, that video may not mean anything to them. So you have to make sure that if someone says, I needed this post today, jump over in that messenger, have a private conversation and say, hey, Gina, I saw your post. I know Gina's like, she just called me out. I saw your post and you said that this was relevant. I'm gonna tell you, this hit hard today. I was just struggling. So I'm glad this helped you. They may open up to you, and remember, it's not just Thrive. Maybe they need you in their life. Relationship, connection, building. That is how I have grown a multi-million-dollar team, still a multi-million-dollar team to this day, is relationship building. And I'm going to tell you, Facebook is not interested in your one-on-one building good quality relationships. The more people they can throw into your face, the more stuff they can send to you, that's what they want to do. So it's our responsibility to cultivate those one-on-one relationships, to listen to what people are saying, to hear their pain points, and to offer a solution if you have that. Okay, y'all learning anything? Good stuff? All right, I'm going to go through here. One of the things that I love that it does is it Facebook dashboard. There's some videos in here that I didn't title. They're saved and no one else can see them. There's some videos that were from a long time ago. It's actually saying, this is a video, these are the IM boards we've done. And this is literally old, but it's saying, make a reel out of this. How many of you have videos that you could be using and doing something with that you're not using? This is an opportunity for us to change up the game of our productivity. All right. So I told y'all about creating posts reels and stories from these features. Test that out. I want you to look and see, if you're on the professional dashboard, you'll now be able to see if I create a story from here, how is my engagement and reach? If I create a story from here on the professional dashboard, if you'll go here, now it's a few more steps, but this is okay because you want to use the feature. Now I can go to my feed right here and just make a post, right? Or I can go here onto my dashboard and where it says creation, I can go here and create a post or a reel from these features. So I am clicking one more place. I'm utilizing one more feature of Facebook's usage. This is going to reach and push. This is not just something I saw and learned on YouTube. I physically actually tested it, doing them side by side. Things that were motivational, I did motivational through a straight post. I did motivational through my professional dashboard. Engagement and the reach was literally almost 50% farther. That just means Facebook said, hey, you use this feature, let me push it out to them. Okay, the other thing that I had to really go through and be very aware of is, we've talked about this all the time, guys, your information. I was noticing I was getting like a lot of like, what do you call them? Dating app things. I'm like, maybe a night, emotional night. I got on there and I clicked. I'm so sorry for clicking that one time, you know? So I was getting a lot of like dating things, or you may something that you liked and now you're like, I don't want to see that anymore. You have got to go in and you've got to change. So here's the thing, me just having widowed on my profile, it literally gives, if somebody is sending a marketing thing. So for example, Match, Bumble, there's another one, they actually use those things in the profile to market to people. If you have your age of, 25 to 30, they're going to market to you. If you have things that are in your hobbies and interests, they're going to market to you. So do you want to add things in your hobbies and interests that are relevant? Yes. If you like to ski, if you like to, run, whatever it is, they're also going to give you groups that are recommended. They're going to give you people to follow that are recommended. The other thing that is super, super important is your favorites. Who are your favorite pages and who are your favorite people that you're following? We got to change that up because we're sitting stale and stagnant. So you go through, and these are things, friends, for me, Tuesday, if you've followed me for 10 years, Tuesday is Transformation Tuesday. It is a time to change up the algorithm, go through, clean up your Facebook feed. We used to do Transformation Tuesdays because Fridays, we would do all of the Flex Fridays. And then we had all these Flex Fridays in our news feed. Well, we would go through on Tuesday and clean that up so that we had just a nice visibility news feed. So this is a thing that you need to add into your daily practice, your weekly practices, or maybe once a month practices, is that you go in and change it up. You're not going to beat the algorithm, but you can tell it what to do, what you want to see, and how you want to see it. It's going to probably take a good 30 days for all of this to cycle and for all of it to go through. But I'm telling you, I've already started seeing so much change in what I'm seeing, what's being pushed to me. The other thing is I am taking the time. If you are getting an ad in your news feed and you're saying, why am I seeing this ad? You want to go in there and click on it and literally take the time to say, this isn't relevant. I'm not interested in this. Tell Facebook, I don't want to see this stuff. Otherwise, they're going to continue to send you stuff. Okay. All right. Amanda, do you want to add anything? I've just talked without taking a breath. I don't know if Steph's back on.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad that you talked about groups because it's very overwhelming to probably a lot of people, including myself. So I literally just do it once a week. I remove myself from groups, and I've actually been doing this for some time. Sometimes I forget to do it, but I try to intentionally go through and remove myself from groups, and I always look and see who I know in there. If the group is archived, I see who I'm still mutual friends with. And this is actually a good time for me to go check those profiles, interact on those profiles, because I may not have seen some of these people for a long time, or if sometimes people's accounts have gotten hacked. So please do not take it offensively. If all of a sudden you're not friends with somebody, there could be a reason for that. Their account could be hacked. This could be a new account. In there for a long time, Facebook was weird and people ended up unfriended for some odd reason. And I think that came where people might have unfollowed or hit certain buttons and didn't realize they were unfriending people. And I'm talking years and years ago, right? So I'm in a lot of groups because when I first joined, I'm coming into 11 years in this industry now. And one of the big things back then was people could just add you to a group, right? We didn't join it. They just could add us. Like we didn't even want to be in there, but they just added us. So I'm in so many. And so I just scroll down through and, like I said, do some really important actions. Like Chas was saying, like if it's not something, sorry, it's the Ring camera. If it's not something that's relevant to you anymore, check and see mutual friends, check and see people that maybe you were friends with in there. If it's a group that you were very active in, type in your name, look at old posts that you had, look at people that interacted on those posts, find a way to utilize those, right? Because people that you already have established connections with, and then you reconnect, they're more likely to add you, they're more likely to interact with you, they're more likely to be, whoa, haven't seen you forever, right? I've actually come up with this very odd thing that I never even realized was going to happen, but I lost 140 pounds and changed names. And ironically enough, there's a lot of people that don't know who the heck I am. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't even think, because for me, I think I look the exact same. And then I realized this is why they unfriended me. They
Well,
didn't know who
Amanda,
was.
I will say there were some groups that are just like that, what you're saying. And some of them were like makeup companies or maybe a nail company or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was added to things. And I went through there and I was just like, oh my gosh, I've learned so much about the algorithm. Now, that's something that somebody that's in business is going to go, oh, I like to know about the algorithm. So I went through there and I said, hey, we're in this group. I sent them a screenshot of the group we're in, but we were connected in 2009 or whatever, but I'm hopping out, but I just didn't want to miss an opportunity to just say, hey, and I'm just learning so much. I'm jumping out of this. And literally the people going, well, what are you learning? What do you do? Oh, girl, I'd love to show you some of these things, so then I'm educating them. We're engaging. Literally people that I had no clue I was ever connected with are now their stuff is popping up in my feed. And so it's like, this is crazy. Like this is, again, we're not going to outsmart it, but these people are not seeing our stuff. And so let me just tell you this. So this is something I love on here. It says, your publishing reach is 80% higher and you're getting 594% more engagement in the last 5 days. So that tells me I'm doing something that is helping, because I don't know about y'all, but I want to know, like, do people see my stuff? Like, I work hard to create content. I work hard to do things, but I'm going to tell you, we've been doing good we were content creators before there was a content creator freaking button, right, Amanda? Like whatever, we were influencers before influencer was a thing. So why not go back and use videos and information? I used that video from Kaylee's retreat and it's got the Mel Robbins voiceover, and somebody sent me a message. Somebody posted and then somebody sent me a message and said, Chas, I just don't even know where to start. I don't even walk, run, whatever. And I'm like, girl, let me, for the next 10 days, I'm going to message you, make sure you're drinking your water and make sure you're moving your butt. If they trust me to tell them how to do their morning, they're probably going to trust me very soon to know how to improve their morning, if you know what I'm saying. So I am just working back to get into those relationships that are relevant and that I can build face-to-face and one-on-one. I saw somebody say, I turned off my professional dashboard. Guys, turn it off, turn it on. Yeah. The other thing is, if you have not, y'all think it was crazy for us to get logged out of social platforms the other day. It was actually a good thing, guys, because what happens is those types of reboots and refreshes actually kick us back into new algorithms and spaces. So if you haven't logged off and changed your password in a very long time, log out, change your password. It is something, because what happens is you're authenticating automatically. So everything's cached. But when you go out and you say, I've changed my path, it has to re-authenticate you. So you bounce to different servers. And I know that's like too much information, but I understand that technical stuff. So you need to re-authenticate. Change up your profile picture and your cover photo often. Now, not every minute, and then the other thing is, I know a lot of times we go through and we just put in an old cover photo or an old profile picture, and then you can see all those people that like it and stuff from like 20 years ago. That's great, but it's a stale post. Go back in, edit it a little bit, maybe throw a little background on it. And again, remember, we want to use the features from Facebook. If you've noticed, we started using AI chat, and what does Facebook have on there now? A little button that says use AI, and they want you to stay right there on that post. Now, when I saw that fixed grammar, I thought, how rude. Are they? I can't spell. So, you want to make sure you're using the features on Facebook, on the platforms, so that you can literally be relevant. Guys, I don't want to go into the TikTok because I am not a TikToker, but you're hearing some news like, ooh, TikTok be banned, whatever. Here's the thing. We will not operate in fear, but I'm going to tell you something. Even if it were to temporarily be shut down, whatever, do you have a list of those people that you're connected to? I'm just saying, if Facebook were to shut down, have you exported your contacts?
Yep.
We're not going to operate in fear. I could still text my people. I could still connect with my people if Facebook shut down. It would be hard. It would be really hard. So, but I am building a business where it's smile to smile, face to face, and that's what you need to do. So tell me in the comments, Amanda, I'm gonna let you throw in. I don't know, Steph, if she's doing baby duty, but let me know if you learned something, if there's something else that a tip that y'all want to share.
Chas, I think that everything that you've gone over today has been excellent. I want to tell everybody this. First off, I know that there's a lot of people out there that will tell you to do this and tell you to do that, okay? I want you to just give things a chance, though, a consistent chance. And the reason why I'm saying this is because many years ago, back in 2013, I was working Instagram a way that the people in my company were not teaching it. And quite honestly, nobody on social media was doing it that way. However, my brain went, well, if somebody was going to use Instagram like a Google search to look up something, how would they find me? And that's how I approached Instagram. And that is why I started utilizing hashtags like I did. And this is long before hashtags were taught, with SEOs and all of this stuff. Okay. And so my posts would be directly talking to the person I wanted to reach. And I was very straightforward. I didn't care if I looked spammy. I didn't care what anybody thought, because I wasn't talking to the people that cared. I was talking to the people that wanted to use a body wrap or try to grow their hair out. And they saw the results. They found me because they were obviously looking for what I had. And I'll tell you what, I was signing a lot of customers and a lot of promoters, okay? Because I was being very intentional. Then, some of the platform changed, the way that, stuff worked changed, and I had to switch gears. That's what you're going to learn with social media. It is constantly evolving. It is constantly changing. But one thing comes true, just like Chas said, going back to the basics will always work. Okay. Want to know why? Because they're consistent. The basics are consistent. It's serving the message, which is what we have, what the results are. The basics of getting people on a three-way call, that's a connection. Getting people to sample, to get people on Thrive, that's getting them to try the product. You guys, I just signed a brand new customer that literally I gave a sample to a year and a half ago when my brother-in-law was in a treatment facility of a nurse that I worked with at my very first nursing job in 2009. Okay. And literally she just tried it a week and a half ago, and that's why I signed her as a customer last week. And you know what we had a conversation about, because she doesn't use social media. Like, she follows me on social media, but she's not like tech savvy. So like, I walked her through signing up and all of that jazz. I said, now, Renee, if you have anybody that asks you all of a sudden where you're getting all this energy from and how you're feeling so good, I said, you give them my number, you tell them that you sent me, and I will make sure they're enrolled under you and taken care of, and let's get you thriving for free, because she loves the steps, right? So get the samples in people's hands and utilize the connections the best way you can. Some people aren't going to want to share things. That's okay, guys. Utilize the talking conversations, right? Somebody's going to always ask. Change the way that you're approaching things, and constantly don't be worried to pivot. And if you are having struggle with reach, go on TikTok. If you have a very short mind, like short brain like me, TikTok's a great place for me. And then guess what happens? All of a sudden, miraculously, on Facebook, all of these tips start rolling in my face because I just looked that up on TikTok, right? So then I start getting all these tips on Facebook. I see it in, like, in my news feed. I see it in my reels. And then I see it in my TikToks too, of like ways of hook, a way of connecting with people. And it's okay for you to try something that somebody else told you not to do. Try not to get hung up on all the technical terms and just stay focused on the action steps in order to help you reach somebody, talk to somebody, connect with somebody, and share whatever message it is that you have to have. And that's all I really have to say, because that's like what everything you've said today. It's all about you guys figuring out what's working. And a lot of times that's being intentional with your actions of how you can make that connection, how you can reach somebody, how you can get your message to the next person. And as long as you stay focused on those things, I used to say consistent connection, and it was the 3 C's. It was consistent connection and oh gosh, CCC. I can't remember the other one right now, and it's so bad because I actually wrote a chapter.
Is it
in about
content? Is it content?
Yep,
No.
it is.
Content, consistency, content, and connection. The thing I also want to add is, and I saw Steph posted it on there. But guys, if you have a bunch of invites to pages and things like that, that you need to go in and remove them. How about all of I didn't know that this was a thing. I have 187 pending friend requests. Okay, that is, Chas, that is too much. What am I going to do? You've got to go through and clean it up. Facebook is saying, hey, we're telling you something and you're not responding. So you want to go through there and clean that up. The other thing is those friends, guys, back in 2020, 2021, all of those things, people's Facebook, I think maybe Amanda or Steph said it, people's Facebooks got hacked. So you're holding, if I have a friend request, I can't take more friends, but I have a space that 27 people that have not posted since 2020, they're not relevant. They're not there. Now, if there's somebody like, if I saw Amanda and it was Amanda's page and it's like, hey, why is Amanda not posted since 2020? I'm going to go and find Amanda. Maybe Amanda has a new page, and probably Amanda sent me a friend request with her new page because her old page got hacked. So the other thing is you don't want to be tied and connected to hacked pages, because that's where your Johns come from and your bots and all of that stuff. And that's a whole nother thing. But the bottom line is, guys, I don't know if anybody else or it's just me, but I got stuck in I can't, because I don't want to do a face, and I don't know if I can do a transition. I don't know, guys, it's just do something. Just do something. And you want to do something in all of the areas that are my thing's about to die. So if I go away, so you just want to do something in the areas, and Facebook is telling us, they're telling us, here's what you need to do, how you need to do it. So it's a no-brainer. We've got to take advantage of it. So, all right. Steph, do you want to unmute and give us some little pop-offs, any last minutes? Did y'all find value? Okay, here's one thing I want to say. If you found value and you you learned something, remember, educating, if you're someone that's like not super savvy and you're like, oh my gosh, I just learned this on this training. It was so good. Whatever, you know, I'm not saying brag about me, but just say, and you post something like that, and maybe you post, you know, the video. Hey guys, right now, if you haven't done reels, here's what I'm going to give you a challenge of. You can go through right now and see all the participants, and you can literally click on the participants, and you can click start your video, and you can just like scroll through all of our faces. You can just scroll up and down and just click, 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 click. All right. And then you can go to your profile, click reels, and your title can be, oh my gosh, this video training was so, I'm learning so much about algorithm. I'm learning so much about social media. Someone's going to come to you and go, oh my gosh, what did you learn? You're educating them. People are by design. They want to be educated. They want to be edified, entertained, and you can do this. So anyway, guys, if you have not gotten your Thrivepalooza tickets, still got time. I know that, you know, budgets are kind of, you know, they're tight and things like that, but I'm going to tell you, you can bunk up, you can, you know, you can put 4 or 5 people in a room. If you're driving, grab an air mattress. There's nothing like a group of women, a group of Thrivers in the room. I have to brag on Steph and Siobhan and all of the leaders that put together the event, Ashley, all of them putting that event together and just seeing the room filled with their kiddos. And Ashley started the video, and I think she had the baby strapped to her. And it was like, this is what we were doing in the beginning. Our whys were not our excuse. Our whys were why we were doing what we were doing. And I loved that they're still getting in the rooms. Set you a goal. I don't care if you've never put a Thrive After 5, a living room local, a virtual local. If you've never put anything together like that before, you've got to do it. You have to understand that there's just things that we did in the beginning that flat freaking worked. And getting people together, pulling people together, being in a room of like-minded and sameness there's just nothing as powerful as that. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, please take advantage of that. And if you need a post on the Going Beyond page, hey, does anybody want to bunk up? The other thing is if y'all are wanting to drive, you know, post on there, hey, I'm coming from this place. Is anybody, you never know. You never know until you ask. There's no question that is a stupid question, silly question. Find out, figure out how to get there, and understand that you're investing in your future. Maybe you're like, you know, I can't travel just yet. I can't go on the lifestyle getaways, can't do all of that. You can do this. And that's investing in the tools and resources that we have. So we've got lots of calls coming up. Katie does a beautiful job of creating a list of all the trainings that we have this week. There's a special Wednesday night training coming out from corporate. We have our March Madness calls. And so there's just so much happening. So what are you doing? Are you moving your feet? So I want to encourage y'all to have a great rest of the week. It's Tuesday payday. And if your payday looks like you're blessed and excited and awesome, then I just want to say congratulations. If you're like, man, I just need a little more in that budget, then I want you to say right now is a time for us to get to work. We give you the tools, and then you have to decide to go out there and take advantage of it. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Amanda, for always taking care of the back end. Big loves to Amber. She and keep Jason in your prayers. I know that he'll freak out if y'all know, but just keep him in your prayers. He had some little health thing go on. So keep Amber in your prayers as she is working through those things. So happy Tuesday. Love y'all big. We'll see y'all on the next live, same time, same place.